Right.
Too much pressure after a call.
Right. Christian, can you hear us now?
She has her on the meeting.
Okay.
When that alert for your speaker's not registering, I bet.
Okay, how about now, Kirsten? Okay, all right. We just returned from a priority call, so it's a little hectic right now. We apologize. So we have Christy Masteller, Mason Web TV, Brian Walsworth, and a 360 phone number. So do we have any community comments? Okay, Kristen, go ahead.
Thank you. Yeah, I have a list of things to ask you guys about. I've gotten several calls from community members over the last couple weeks. So I just consolidated them all, so I'll go through them here for you. So
Okay.
a couple of the calls were about West Mason Fire. So we were told that when your calls go out, West Mason Fire was told not to respond to calls unless they're specifically invited. And I don't know how your guys' protocol works. So I know that like there's different levels of calls, but the way it was explained to me is typically West Mason Fire would be packed and ready to go when a call came into you, so they could respond quickly, and they were told not to do that is what we were told. So if you guys could kind of explain that a little bit for everybody, I think that would be helpful. I also got asked if you had received any applications for the fire chief job, because we had heard that somebody had applied. And then I also saw that there's still no job description, so they weren't sure if it was a full-time or a part-time job. If, you know, like I said last time, if there's district requirements for that, they have to live in the district or not. So I'm just wondering if you're going to plan on posting information so people know that. And you got the stuff fixed on the thing, but you had conflicting dates on your meeting and stuff again. So I'm sorry, I had the other thing and I can't remember what it is. But the fire district one, and then basically the search for the new fire chief were the two topics that I've been called about the last couple of weeks. So if you could give a report on those today, that would be great.
As far as the fire chief is concerned, at this point, we're not going to actively search for fire chief until the audit is complete, because the chief needs to stay on until that is all done. And then we'll go ahead and actively advertise for that. As far as the West Mason not being called, normally they only come if there's a second tone. Otherwise, Central Mason comes out and we are called. If there's a second tone, we have mutual aid with all the neighboring districts when none of our people are available. So that's how that works.
So that's how it was explained to us too. I guess the question is that people are asking, well, why would you have Central Mason Fire respond from town instead of having Dayton respond when they're closer? So I think that's what they're asking you to speak to. Thank you.
Okay, so the reason for that is we have Fire District 12 has a contract with Central Mason. It is the same contract that we had with Medic 1 prior. Central Mason has a paramedic license, an ALS license. West Mason has a BLS license. So that is why it is Central Mason. West Mason does not have an ALS, never have. I believe all the ALS licenses in the county belong to either Central Mason or North Mason. Nobody else has an ALS, and that's the reason.
And when you say ALS, because I'm sorry, I don't understand the terminology. When you say ALS, is that when somebody is having a medical emergency, or when there's like an actual structure fire / wildland fire?
No, ALS would be advanced life support, and BLS is basic life support.
So those are for medical emergency calls, then, not for wildfire calls.
So the way it works on a fire is if there's a structure, then mutual aid is toned with us on a structure. Wildfire is they are toned as needed. Like tenders, if you do a zone response and you get all the tenders in the county. There's different levels of that, but Central Mason's medic unit responds to every call we have, regardless. That is a contract that has been in place for years. They respond to every district in the county, with the exception, they do respond to North Mason at times as well. But they go to Hoodsport, they go to Lilywalk, District 4. And I know that Hoodsport, District 4, Union Fire, District 11, they all have transport license, but they do not have an ALS service.
Okay,
So that's why.
so to summarize then, when I relay this, because I want to make sure I relay it correctly, I'm going to ask them to watch this so they can see it for themselves, but if they don't have internet, then, so you're saying that it's the specific licensure that the fire district has, which is Central Mason Fire has a licensure that we need specific for medical aid, and that fire district is at 13, that's West Mason Fire. They get invited in basically if it's an escalated tone call, like if it's second, would you say second tone or something like that? But they stand by until they're asked to be in, and that's because they don't have the licensure that Central Mason Fire has. Is that correct?
Well, it's medical and fire are completely separate.
Well, that's kind of my point. So that's why we're wondering why West Mason Fire wouldn't respond before Central Mason Fire if it's like a wildfire.
West Mason Fire would respond if they are needed. That is the thing, if needed. You have to remember also, if there's a fire, you don't want to deplete the entire county of their resources. Very fortunate for Fire District 12. We did have a recent fire, and we had mutual aid from all over the county, including Grays Harbor, and we didn't end up needing any of them. Fire District 12 was able to handle the fire, and it was the largest wildfire in the county this year. We've been very fortunate in that aspect. There's still quite a few volunteers within the department. They all respond, and you know, that's what saves your home, my home, everybody's home from what happened, you know, 5 years ago, 6 years ago.
Diamond and DNR is there as well, so. Yeah.
Right, and DNR is also, if there's a wildfire, DNR is automatically toned.
Right. So then it's fair to say then that West Mason Fire is not prohibited from responding. It's just that Central Mason Fire has the folks with the licensures that you need. And that's why they're auto dispatched. And then West Mason Fire is invited if you need them.
Correct.
Okay.
On the inside, correct. Yes.
All right. Thank you for explaining that.
Certainly. Anybody else? All right. Any commissioner comments?
Have anything on the agenda, but do we want to talk about the getting a department card? Or we want to wait?
I think we could hold off until we have this. Yeah.
Okay.
So that would be my suggestion anyway.
Okay. No, I think so.
Anything, Brian?
No.
Anything else, John?
No.
Okay, we will move on to our consent agenda.
Another question?
Okay, I guess we can discuss this when we get that. Yeah, right. So I make a motion to accept the consent agenda. Do we have a second?
I'll second.
All in favor? Aye. Consent agenda is passed. Cole's got that.
Yeah.
Yeah, I know. We didn't need that today. Okay. So. Go on to old business audit. What's your John?
We have a meeting tomorrow with the auditor and as a pre-exit interview. And then that's the last information that we have. So we'll have more after tomorrow. So
Okay. Hopefully we are coming to a close.
9 months after.
So the roof.
So the roof was completed. There's been a few little bumps in the road on that. So initially, we signed our contract with our roofing company in March. The work wasn't done until about 2 weeks ago. Then he got partially through it, didn't have all of the correct pieces that he needed. We had to wait a little bit for that, and then there was some miscommunication. There was some issues he had run into, and now he is changing the price on us to include a generator rental fee. So I got the invoice, it's right here. If you guys would like to review that.
Since we have power here, why do we need to rent a generator?
So the whole process, we had provided the power when he was here. We had somebody at the station during that time. So I'm not sure.
This contract is not.
And the date on that says April 1.
250.
Yeah, I think,
Use here.
yeah, because he had to do that to finish the ridge cap that he didn't have, but I'm thinking as a contractor, I mean, that power source, if it's, you know, if you don't have one on site, then that's on you. I mean,
Well, the simple part is, his contract does not call for us to supply power, so it makes no difference.
But it gets it here.
right,
He's
so
using our power.
he was using our power up until the very end when he didn't, because he would come one day and then not come for 2 or 3 days.
Only place where it opens.
We can't just leave
And
it sit out.
we can't just leave power run out the doors.
Okay.
Who knows what we would be
Could he-
powering up. He could have notified somebody.
And someone could go down here. He could have done that.
That's what he done all along, because I would make sure I was here to allow him to use the restroom and
Sure.
have access to the station.
Because any of us could have come down here for that.
And I know there was a cord out the door for him for a while, but then after a call, somebody pulled the cord in, but still, all you do is call. Yeah, I say we stick to our original bid and that's it.
Full job is done right anyway.
Yeah, I mean, the roof took forever to get done anyway.
But it is fully complete.
Thankfully, it's done now, yes.
Fully completed. Okay,
So
ambulance.
So we got our ambulance, we had the license and all that taken care of. We're waiting on the updated stickers for the side of it. Our licensure is all switched over. Most of the equipment is all on it and it's ready to respond. It's a nice addition.
Very nice addition.
It's nice.
Actually,
And, yeah. Saved us a ton of money over what it should have cost us, just by the communication.
right. And there's more stuff coming, correct?
Yeah, a lot of free stuff, yeah.
Chief.
More stuff coming that they're gonna send us?
So they actually drove up here and they were here on last week and dropped off some backboards. As well as a new suction unit. And they're gonna be bringing some more stuff as well.
Okay, so then if they brought backboards, you have this voucher to be buying more?
Nope, that is that.
Okay, that is it. Okay. Coast to coast police.
So they brought us 4 backboards, 2 pediatric boards. And a suction.
Okay.
Okay. New business.
I don't have any business.
Correspondence. I believe we do have some correspondence.
We got a letter that was sent to us. It says, "Dear Commissioners, my name is Jane Pence, Chief Deputy Coroner from Mason County. I've been with the coroner's office for 26 years. I've had the privilege of working with Kelly Wadsworth and her volunteer firefighter. I've heard through the grapevine that Kelly and her crew were let go and then brought back. I just need you to know that I've worked with her and her crew for many years. When we get a call from Fire District 12, we know that we are working with professionals every time. They know how to preserve the scene and are always very helpful with anything we may need from them. In fact, we look forward to going out to District 12 because the crew is one of our favorite crews to work with. They're hardworking and very professional, all of them. I think losing them would be a great loss to the community and to this office. Sincerely, Jane Pence." And the other is the sewer conference.
That's a conference for us. Then we got that one.
Oh, okay. There's another one. Okay.
Mascom, I believe.
Tiffany Morris, Public Safety Telecommunicator. Hi, Chief, just wanted to know, I felt you did a wonderful job at leading the brush fire at Wells Kill Road on Thursday, 8/11. Even though I had a hard time hearing you, resources were sent, requested quickly. I felt you exhibited excellent leadership, organizational skills, and leadership at this brush fire. I've also noticed that you always respond to calls in the district and quickly. I think the people in your fire district really appreciate you and your team. A job well done. Tiffany Morrison. And the other was the sewer.
Yeah, it's annual SNR law conference.
I don't think we need to plan to go to Spokane for that one,
No, because they move it around.
but there
You
is
know, it used to be in Ocean Shores and,
This one's a Zoom.
but this one can be attended via Zoom.
Right.
And then he will send you all of the literature to go along with it, so. They are very informative.
And where do we consider attending this one?
Right. Yeah, I know the very first one I ever attended. We learned a lot of stuff that we didn't do and we should do.
Sure.
Right, so, yeah,
Okay. All right. So,
okay. So, chief's report.
So we had a large brush fire on Thursday, ended up being 5 acres. We had mutual aid from several districts in the county. 1100 was assisting me with command. We had DNR helicopters. We had Green Diamond brought a dozer, as well as some personnel. We stayed on the fire from Thursday evening until late into Friday evening. It was like 28 hours that we were on scene without leaving the call. To assist them, our tender provided water for the weekend. The fire is currently in a mop-up that are in, it's in a checking status, so they're gonna come out and check it every day for any flare-ups.
did they discover a cause?
They did. They located the origin. We had all of our personnel on scene, all of our apparatus. It was a It was a difficult area.
Yeah. So they got the road blocked from two different directions. There's
They
one way
did,
in.
correct, yeah, when Green Diamond got on scene, they actually opened up, they filled in the ditches, so we were able to utilize all of the roads versus the one in, one out.
Column was visible from West Boundary.
Oh, yeah. They posted a picture on Facebook of where it was, so.
Oh, wow. I don't have that, so. All right. Is that it?
That's all I have.
Okay, so we will be, once we make a phone call first. We're going,
That's fine.
hi, Brian, this is Albert Wilder, Mason County Fire Commissioners, District 12 Commissioners. We wanted to get a hold of you prior to going into our executive.
Yep, appreciate it. I am here available, so.
Okay, so we will be going into an executive session for 30 minutes pursuant to RCW 4230-110-1I. If it looks like it's gonna run over the 30 minutes, we will come back and inform everybody. So yeah, we're going into our executive at 2:28 and we will return at 2:58. Okay, we are back. And do any of the commissioners have anything to add?
No, sir.
No, we're good.
I make a motion to adjourn.
I'll second. Okay.
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye. So we will adjourn the meeting and we look forward to seeing you next month.
September 20th.